Greetings from the top of a farm hill in Monmouth, Wales. I am hanging out with the horses here. There's none nearby at this time, but we'll see. Tonight's conversation will be about wholeness and addressing the illusion around feeling unwhole. And I want to make some distinctions about the word illusion. It's not that you're wrong with the way that you feel. It's not that your perceptions are off, but there are these layers of trauma or beliefs. Let's call them beliefs. There's these layers of beliefs that are over top of your wholeness. So just that might be a change in perspective. We seek externally for our wholeness. I need to achieve this. I need to acquire that. Once I earn this much money, I'll be good when. And that's all a game of illusion. Now, we can't fathom another way of existing or being beyond striving to achieve something or get something. And that's what this is all about, is to come back to remembering that our wholeness is within us. It's already there. And the way to get in touch with that, to realize it, to feel its realness, is to address all the other layers on top. And there's no shortcuts, I'm sorry to tell you. If you're somebody who wants to make a difference in the world, or feels really motivated to make an impact, or maybe is feeling lost, maybe it's the opposite, knowing that you have more to offer and you feel kind of lost, well, the impact that you make in the world and the influence that you bring when you're at your peak, at your highest good, is directly equivalent to how much of these layers that you actually address, how many of these layers, how deep that you go with the truth of yourself. And what do I mean by that? Well, it's any sort of discomfort that you have. If you can't sit still and feel totally and completely whole all the time, then there's work to be done. There are things for you to do. And shadow work is such a buzzword in the spiritual community. And maybe we can take some time to untangle the misnomers around shadow work and some of the fake perceptions, not fake perceptions, what do I want to say? Some of the facades. These terms are thrown around without actually really knowing what they are. What the hell is shadow work? What does that mean? Well, here is my definition of shadow work, is tuning into when we feel quote unquote lousy, if we want to label it. We don't feel great, we feel despondent, we feel sad, angry, any negative emotion that you'd rather not feel, any undesirable emotion. And you trace it to its origin. And at its origin will directly lead you to the shadow version. So you will come up with a belief about why the sadness or why the anger is there. Or rather, the anger or the sadness will lead you to the belief that is the facade. And the belief is fake. And so that's why emotions are so useful. That's why paying attention to your sadness, your anger, your despondentness is so important, is because they are the direct pathways to untangling and rooting out the false beliefs, the beliefs that are based in fear. So when we say shadow work, if we trace it all the way back to that origin is the moment that you put a version of yourself into shadow. And let's go deeper with that. What does that mean? That means that you showed up in the world that became unacceptable to you. And so you disowned that part of you. You literally sent energy away. We're energetic beings. We are, our hearts are magnetic and our thoughts are electric. I have that right? Or is it the reverse? I'll have to look that up. We're electromagnetic beings. And so I lost my train of thought now. Oh, so we're energy. We're made of energy. We transduce energy. We receive it. We send it out. And when we put a part of us in shadow, when we become ashamed of a version of ourselves, when we judge ourselves and we determine that part of ourselves, or that mode of behavior or that way of reacting is unacceptable to us, then we put that version on the shelf. Now that version, here's the key to the whole shadow work, is based in love. That version didn't know any better. That version did nothing wrong, but you judge it. You become ashamed of it, and therefore you put it into shadow, meaning you don't touch it, you put it on a shelf, and it becomes this dark version of you that you pretend is not there. You're just ignoring it. Well, guess what? This is how your reality works. These shadows will project energy out. If you're disowning the energy, if you're not feeling it, if you're denying it, it literally makes a scenario in front of you, like you're giving off that energy anyway, unknowingly, and people, just by the nature of the universe, have to be a mirror for you. They feel that energy unconsciously as well, and they will produce situations and circumstances that put you into that emotion. That's just how it works. So when you find yourself sad or angry, there is the surface level experience that you're having. You must see beyond that. This is the real work, is to see the bigger picture. It's not just this person who cut me off in traffic. It's not just this guy at the counter who's making my life hard. There is a reason that these people are mirroring back my energy to me, and the reason is unconscious. They don't know that they're doing it, but they're acting in their own energy, and we're thus a mirror for them. So I don't know if I've defined shadow work yet. Let me feel into that and see how more I can, what more light I can shed on the subject. So when a version of us is in shadow, it will come out or produce a situation at the most inopportune times. You will not be happy about it. But what it's doing is trying to get your attention the last way that it knows how. You've given up, you've taken away all other options for this shadow to exist, because you don't pay attention to it. So the only way for it to get your attention is to create a scenario that is so difficult and bothersome and annoying for you to deal with that you will be so distraught and so upset about it that you will begin to question, how do I get out of this? What do I need to do? You need to talk to your shadow. And you talk to your shadow by tuning into the energies, and this is where the body work comes in. Your body holds all the information. I'm sorry to tell you that. If you don't believe it, I don't know what else to tell you. This has been years in the making for me. I continue to practice it. The body is magical. I don't know how else to say it. It's incredible with what information is there when you are soft enough and quiet enough to listen after asking questions to it. So the goal of shadow work is to reconvene with that version of yourself that is in shadow. You have thousands of shadows, hundreds, thousands, probably have thousands. And every time you bring one of those shadow versions of yourself back into the light, back online, you call back that energy back into your body. You literally feel better. You feel more energized. You feel motivated. You feel alive. And so if you're despondent, if you're depressed, if you feel like a fraud, if you question life or your purpose or what you're doing or where you're going, chances are shadow work will help you to reinvigorate yourself, re-energize yourself, call back the energy that is yours. Call back into love, the parts of you that you've rejected, that you've judged, that you put on the shelf. And there's no shortcuts. You have to do the work. You have to tune into your emotions. This is what I would argue society is really good at pulling us away from. This requires you to remove yourself from the habitual consumption habits of social media or of eating or of pills or of drinking. I'm not saying you got to go cold turkey with all these things, but you have to separate yourself from the things that are distracting you from what's real. And what's real is only inside of you. There are no shortcuts. There are no exceptions. The external world that you see is a mirror of your internal world. If you don't like the external world that you see, and there's plenty of things to be unhappy about, and I'm talking on a general level, but maybe even especially on a personal level for you, get to work on the internal things. Get to work on feeling into your emotions. Get to work on knowing yourself, on reconnecting with the parts of you that you've judged, that you've rejected, that you've put into shadow. There's no other way. And that might feel like a trap, but it's the most beautiful thing because we're all on the same playing field. You might perceive that other people out there have more than you, or are luckier, or live a better life than you. Screw them all. Screw them all. Unless they're doing their shadow work, they're living out their own karma in their own way. Just like you're living out yours. Are you going to tune into yourself? Are you going to retrieve the energy that you've sent away unknowingly, right? A lot of this is unconscious, and that bugs people. That confuses people. That causes people to have this air about them of, well, if it's not real and I can't see it, then I'm not working on it. Why would I waste my time with that? It is everything. This is the secret. You must bring to the conscious that which is unconscious. The things that you ignore, that you don't even know are there, that you've forgotten are there, we must bring them back online. There is a way. There's a way to do this. I've been crafting my business to help people to do this. I've been doing it myself long before my international travels here. There's no shortcuts. And that should be the most rewarding thing, the most exciting thing to hear. There's nothing you can do out there to help you. It's all in here. It's the places where your body aches. It's what is annoying to you when you try to be still, when you try to be quiet. It's the voice that tells you you're not good enough, that you're doing it wrong, that you're in the wrong place, that you're feeling the wrong things. It's the judge judging you, telling you you did something wrong, that you could have done something better. Those are all the clues. Anything bad is good. You have to start seeing it that way, though. And what an empowering thing to realize. Because all of a sudden, the things that you perceive that you don't have control over, you have control over everything. You control everything. You are responsible for your own energy. And when you realize that, it's a task. It can feel pretty daunting, but you have choice. You have sovereignty over the way that you conduct your life, over what you choose to address. And you don't have to go rooting around and figuring something out that is so esoteric and how do I do this? It is literally tuning into how you feel. That's the start. Being honest, journaling, dialoguing with yourself. And sure, there's some techniques, and this is why I'm here. I'd like to help people to do this. I've learned many techniques and strategies and approaches and things I was initially very resistant to. And the more I opened my mind and opened my heart to some of these strategies and techniques and just learned and just accepted, the more impactful I became at rooting out what needed to be rooted out, what was unacceptable, what I was putting into shadow, what I was shaming myself over, what I was judging myself about. And I can tell you, as someone who continues this journey, it is astonishingly rewarding. To be different, to step away from the crowd. This is going to be normal. It's starting to become unavoidable for people who want a better life. These tactics and strategies to root up and go internal with trauma, ancestral things that are passed down in the family, to understand that we're a soul and we have a spirit. These things are going to become more and more common language and knowledge of the general public. And I'm not so much concerned about that. I'm concerned about you. What are you going to do about it? Do you need to wait for everybody to say it's okay or it's acceptable to do these things to actually do them? Are you going to start taking control of your life now and exercising the sovereignty that you have? Stop lamenting the things you don't have control over, or the things you don't have in your life, or the things that other people have that you don't. Get out of the rat race. When are you going to realize as soon as you achieve something, you need to achieve something else after that? You're whole just the way you are. It's underneath all the stuff that you're not paying attention to. So let me think of some closing thoughts as I turn the camera around to show you my sunset this evening. This is what I get to enjoy at the top of the house farm. I had to pinch myself today when I realized how lucky I am. I'm living this nomadic life. I get to see unbelievably beautiful and brilliant scenic places like this. I get to work remotely. I get to choose who I work with. I get to come and go as I please. I blinked and 2 or 3 years has gone by, and I'm living the life of my dream. And this isn't one of those videos to say, live your dream life, but why not? What's holding you back? You know what you want too. That's another part that I had to learn. I thought for so long I couldn't ask for what I actually wanted. I felt shame around what I actually wanted. I doubted if it was even worth pursuing. Why would I make a fool of myself if I go after this lifestyle and I don't want it? Not that I don't want it. If I go after this lifestyle, I'll fall short of it. What business do I have of dreaming big? Well, this is the business I have. Because I committed to do the work, I wasn't going to be denied. I've had several dozen people help me along the way. Some more than others. Some played more significant roles. Some were like villains in the story. But they are all mirroring back the energy I was denying of myself. And today I am so committed. My heart is open. I want to help. I want to be of service. In the same way that I was of service to myself, I want to be of service to others. And so this is a bit of a calling. I'm releasing some new business ideas over the next couple weeks here. Some containers. If you feel called to do this work, if you have questions, if you're confused, if you just want to know more information, I want to make myself available. I want to be of service to the spiritual warriors who are putting on their suit of armor, who are ready to take over their lives, to take them back, to take control, to take responsibility. And I'm so excited to be in this position. I'm honored. I'm humbled by the opportunity I have to contribute to other people's wholeness, discovery of wholeness. And remember, you're already whole. If you don't believe me, keep searching. Let me know what you find.